Hey everyone, welcome back to my next video. Today is the first day of the RTR. We're doing just a quick introduction and orientation to Quartzsite. And if you're coming to Quartzsite, I think the information will be helpful to you anytime. So hopefully you'll get something out of it and learn a little bit. I hope so. Let's take a look at the video.
So who drove the furthest? Yell out really loud. Maine! Maine, that's a long ways. What's that, 2,500 miles? Something like that? Now that's even further, I think. 2,500 miles or so? Nova Scotia, now that probably is the winner. Oh no, we have folks here from Hawaii. I guess they didn't drive though, did they? But that's a long ways. Who else? Where are you from? New York's a long ways. And hopefully it's a little warmer here than it was in New York or Nova Scotia. It hasn't been, it's been kind of cool, a really cool winter, but still warmer than, well, I think it's warmer. Is New York having a heat wave? No? It's cold there now? It's been a weird year. Really cold, then kind of warm, and then really cold again.
Tony, one of our friends, just stopped me on the way, said he counted 23 different states and provinces in the parking lot.
And you are all doing okay finding community where you are. How's that going? Pretty good? You're meeting people, you're creating bonds. That's really what we're doing here is good and really important, and I would never stop doing it, but it's that building bonds that really makes this experience. And everyone I've talked to in the long run, make those friends and you come back together, and from them you make other friends, and that's life-changing. That's really life-changing. So I hope that's happening for all of you. Let's have a show of hands. How many of you are just here for the RTR and then you're going to turn around and just go home? How many are just raise your hands? That's quite a few. You're just here. A lot of you are here to stay, most of you. That's good. And as we've talked about in a lot of the videos, the goal ultimately is to have our events all over the country, and so you don't have to drive this far. You'll find your community in your neighborhood and not 2,000 miles away. That's our ultimate goal, and we're working hard towards it. How many of you, it's your first time to Quartzsite? The desert.
Oh, there you go.
That's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot. That's
Wow.
why we're finding a lot of newbies coming out. And I really think this is a great way to start out. If you can come out to a group of people. And I also think that's most of the motivation for the caravan, so that you'll find a group of people. So if you're new here and you're wondering, where is everything? What am I doing? What should I stop be doing? And then that's what we're here today. How to get comfortable around Quartzsite. As you know, Quartzsite is set up for RVers. Go down there now. How was the traffic coming up here today through town? Was it pretty bad? Better than other days. Oh, well. Because they're all going south towards the Big Ten, across town. Yeah. Well, that's good. Well, what do you think of the fairgrounds so far? Just yell it out, one at a time. Oh, there you go. Fairgrounds are working good? Fairgrounds okay? And who isn't too fond of the fairgrounds? You can clap now to say, the majority are happy with it. Nothing's ever perfect, is it? There's drawbacks to everything. But I think so far, if we had camping immediately around and you could walk in and out to the fairground, I think that would just be perfect. That would just really be perfect. And that is our long-term goal with land, buying land. Our goal is to buy land surrounded by either National Forest or BLM land, where we can own this and be in control and not be at the mercy of another organization. And then you can just camp right outside and walk in. That is our goal, and we hope to get there as soon as we can. So this is the 10th anniversary. We've done this 10 times. We had a pre-anniversary, and you were at the pre-anniversary. No, not pre-anniversary, pre-RTR. So we've had 10 RTRs and one kind of pre.
In Pahrump, Nevada, in 2010, there were 13 of us?
Yes.
Yeah. And the kind of the seeds of the RTR were planted there.
Everything that we're doing started right there with my first small gathering, and we kind of said, well, why don't we make this bigger? I've got my website was going, and so I said, I could publish this on the website, and people would find us, I think, and they did. And so the RTR was born. Okay, I guess now I'm just going to do my job and tell you all about Quartzsite. In Quartzsite, if you're on an RV, how many RVs? Quite a few RVs. Yeah, that's great. RVs are great and welcome. Your question is probably going to be, where are you going to get dump your tanks to get water? Well, if you've noticed, there's places all around Quartzsite, and I couldn't even begin to list them all for you. I would just suggest that there are lots of websites and apps that will tell you where to get a dump, go to a dump station, and there's probably 5 to 10 of them in Quartzsite, and you'll just look it up online and you'll find a place, ask your neighbor, and finding probably the biggest and best in Quartzsite is what's RV Pit Stop, because it's the biggest and the best. It's the busiest. Every time I've driven by in the last few days, it was just packed. So this time of the year, you may want to avoid RV Pit Stop, but there's plenty of them, and some that are easy to get to. The one I would probably go to is the one on in Tyson Wash towards Skadden, Tyson Wells towards Skadden Wash. There's one to the right there of the light at 95, and that would probably be the easiest in and out. But there are lots of them. You can dump your tanks, get water, and lots of places. Man, there are so many places to get propane that you couldn't even list them. Again, Google it, just Google it, dump stations, propane, Quartzsite, they'll all be right there. You press the button, we'll give you directions. Mail, where do you get mail or packages? If you're here and you found someone to help you put solar on or whatever you will need to do to your rig, you can get packages delivered in Quartzsite. There is an outfit called Quiet Times. I have been having packages go there. Nice, really nice lady owns it. It's like $2 a package. So it's really cheap. And now there's more. If you order a generator and it weighs 200 pounds, she'll charge you more. But I think it's $5, which is still very reasonable. So Quiet Times, and again, you can just Google that. It's just look up Quiet Times, Quartzsite, Arizona. Hit press, go, and it'll drive you right to it. It's easy to find. It's on Main Street, near the light at Main Street. Very easy. You can get packages here. Amazon, I've gotten all my packages go right there, and I highly recommend them. General delivery at the post office works. Not well. It is so busy this time of the year with so many people that the line is out the door and they are frazzled and not generally very nice. If you want general delivery, I would not go to Quartzsite. I would actually drive out to Ehrenberg and get my general delivery at Ehrenberg, or I would drive up to Bouse and get my general delivery at Bouse. They're not swamped, they're not busy, they're nice, friendly folks. If I were going to do general delivery, that's how I would do it. So that's definitely, I would not try and do it here in Quartzsite. The big tent starts today. This is the first time we've had to make a lot of these changes because of the venue. We're starting today with the beginning of the big tent experience, the RV show. If you're looking for a job, you really should have been there instead of here. Probably, hopefully, a bunch of you are down there looking for and getting jobs. So, and I don't know, I think almost without exception, I'm sure there are some people I said, go get a job at the big tent, they got a job. Because there's just a lot of them there, and there are a lot of vendors. Just walk around, you'll find the vendors. They're usually campground hosting, but Amazon's been there in the past. The Beet Harvest has been there in the past. Several others, kind of unusual. I was surprised that they were there hiring, and they were there. So there are a lot of jobs there, and so go to the big tent if you want a job. And it's fun. Just go to the big tent. If you wait till Tuesday, the crowds will be gone. I mean, it's amazing the difference between today and tomorrow and Tuesday. So if you can wait, unless you need a job, wait until Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday, and the crowds it'll be easy. It won't be this madhouse it is now. Right away, the Quartzsite starts thinning out. By February, it's really thinned out a lot. It's kind of a pleasant experience. I used to work for a company called CLM, California Land Management, and they are a big organization. They have tons of they hire. I was a campground host, and they have a they have a booth set up in the Big Tent. They've had every year since I've been coming. I talked to my boss one day, and he said they come here and set up their booth at the Big Tent, and their goal is to have filled every position in the company wide, which is thousands of jobs, at the end of the tent. And so they do have a website, and throughout the year I find jobs on it, and I post it every so often on my website or on the channel. And you can get jobs there all year round. But this year they're gonna want you to go there in person. So go to the CLM vendors booth at the Big Tent, and I can almost guarantee they'll do an interview there. And we did the Sierras. I was a campground host up in the high Sierras in the backcountry. We can't get RVers to go into the backcountry. Sometimes they literally cannot. And so CLM for the backcountry will hire people in tents. And so, you know, a lot of places you have to have a nicer rig, you have to have a tow vehicle, lots of limitations. But in those jobs, you can be there in a tent. And so they're looking for people in cars and vans who will go into the backcountry. Those are we had the year I was up there for 3 years, and there was a year we never found a host for a remote site. We looked all year, and we just kind of covered it, and other people went and covered it because we couldn't get a host in there because it was too remote. Well, if you love remote, and I do, that's why I was there. It's perfect. It was a gorgeous place, and I loved my job there. And you have less problems because you're so remote. Anybody who goes that remote is there because they love nature, not there to have a party. You don't go that far away to have a party. And so you have less partiers. It was just great. If there's jobs available, go to the Big Tent right now. You want to know where to go camp, basically? Yeah, Sam's going to answer that question for you. Yeah, the experience of today, what's going on at here in camping, Sue-Ann is really much more knowledgeable. I'm not a detail person. These details, I'd quit. If it weren't for Sue-Ann, this would be over. We'd never have another RTR. This is way out. I couldn't do it. I'll answer your questions.
And it takes a legion of volunteers in Dottie.
Absolutely.
So, thank you.
I've been running the RTR for the first 7 years, no problem. But it was just I went camped and said, "Hey, come camp with me." Well, I can do that. I mean, but this is way beyond my capacity. I have no capacity to do this. So Sue-Ann knows really the answers, and if you ask me, I'd say, "Is that right?" It'd be.
Okay, Parker, there's a Walmart. When there's a Walmart, there's lots of other things too. So, and it is actually closer to this fairground than Quartzsite is. So instead of being 40 minutes away from where we used to be, it's only 20 minutes away from where we are, at least the fairground. There is also a place in Parker that you can get mail. It's called Parker Mail and Parcel, and it's on Riverside, which is also Highway 95. As you, from here, when you make a right on Riverside, it's just to the right, just past Burger King. The other thing that I just wanted to remind folks, if you don't know already, there is a big off-road race in Parker here coming up on the 22nd, the 24th, and the 25th. We have congestion, and some of the BLM camping areas will be closed. So this is just to let you know, if you don't mind dealing with the detours and things like that, go ahead and park out or camp out in Erb, but it will take you a while to get into Parker. The landfill, we do have trash cans here, and those are for like your lunch trash and Kleenex and things like that. We ask that you not bring your camp garbage here, but there is a landfill. It's free, and it's just on the way between here and Quartzsite, and it's open every day, except I believe the weekends. So use that, and then the Quartzsite transfer station is open on Sunday through Wednesday. I think 7:30 to 2:30 is the Quartzsite transfer station. Let me answer the question of the person over here about finding places to camp. If you go online to homesonwheels-alliance.org/virtual-bulletin-board, we have, I believe, about 25 different groups that are inviting you to camp with them. Choose a group, go to their website or their post on Facebook, and find one that works for you. If you go there and it doesn't work for you, you got wheels, try another one.
There's also good camping on the California side outside of Parker, except with the 425, the big race coming. Driving through Parker would be real slow while the race was on. Otherwise, probably the closest is on the California side of Parker. And we just thought we would mention here that while you're here, maybe you should consider going to Algodones. We're having a session, a morning session, on going to Algodones and all the details and questions, and I have videos on it. So there's a lot of information out there. But just a reminder that you can go to Algodones. You have to have a passport to get to or from. And it's very easy, no big deal. You can buy up to 3 months supply of your prescription medications, and you get dental, and it's great. And like everywhere else, they're not all perfect. There are bad dentists there too, just like there are bad dentists in the U.S., but they're few and far between. In the last 10 years, all my glasses, all my dental work, all my prescription medications have come from Algodones. And so there are pennies on the dollar, and it's worth an effort, and it's fun. It's not dangerous, it's fun. So consider going down to Algodones while you're here. So the internet is not real great here, but oddly enough, T-Mobile is very good. So I have all three. I'm doing testing. I will pull them all out and see which ones work. And so far, everywhere I've gone, Verizon is still the leader. AT&T is a very, very close second, and T-Mobile is a distant third. Occasionally, T-Mobile will work well where no one else does, and this is one of those places. T-Mobile here is very good, and Verizon and AT&T are fairly acceptable. So if you're looking for internet here, that's the status. At Quartzsite, yeah, there's actually a lot of free internet hotspots, Wi-Fi hotspots. All the fast foods have them. They're pretty full, and therefore they're pretty slow generally. If you go in at an off time, all the fast food, McDonald's, all those guys have it. You can log right on. Yeah, and there's the library. It has a good Wi-Fi signal, because this time of the year, a lot of people will be there and using it. It will slow down, but it's otherwise. And if you go at off times, it will work really well also. We'll just answer preemptively some questions you may have about the venue. We're not in control of this. We're renting this. We're paying for the use of the fairground, and they set all the rules. We don't set any of the rules. They tell us what to do, and we say, yes, ma'am. So here are the rules. Porta potties, what's allowed in them? The 3 P's. Pee, poop, and paper. Toilet paper, no other paper. So that's what's allowed in the toilets. Please don't put anything else in the toilets. I don't know why. It's inevitable. Someone's going in there with who knows what and leaving it, but please don't do that. Pee, poop, and toilet paper. Nothing else goes in the porta potties. No plastic, no cigarette butts, no diapers, no feminine products, nothing. Dog poop bags. Don't put your dog poop bags in there. Don't bring your trash from home and leave it with us. Chances are you drove right past the dump, the county dump, and you'll see the sign. It's on the east side of 95, and it's open and it's free, so don't bring your trash here. Take it to the county dump. That's open 5 days a week. The one in Quartzsite, which is a transfer station, is only open Monday, Tuesday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 4 days. So this one's open more, and it's more, I'm assuming it's open more hours. It's open normal, probably 8 to 5, something like that.
I think they actually open 7:30, if I remember correctly.
So it's more, they're actually open longer. That's where, and you're gonna drive right by it. So take your trash there, don't bring it here. Don't put it in the porta potties.
Okay, we love dogs. I used to say that I came to the RTR, I'm in a small car, so I can't have a dog, and But I came to the RTR because of the dogs more than the people at first. So I love dogs. The venue here at the fairground require them to be on leash, and of course the dog needs to be friendly to both other dogs and people. We did during the WRTR have some dogs that were kept in rigs that just barked incessantly, and so if that's the case with your dog, you just check on them every once in a while, and of course pick up the poop.
Smokers. Smoke in parking lots a good distance from the entrances. No smoking in the facility, right?
Correct. You can smoke in the parking lots.
Right. And of course, wherever you do, don't leave your butt on the ground. Don't be a butt.
The parking lots are open from 8:30 to 5:30. And so that means that everybody that is in this main area, please make sure you're outside of the gates so that I don't lock you in. Vehicles that remain will be towed at the owner's expense. And again, this is a fairground rule. We have heard and have observed that the Parker Police does not allow parking on city property, including the easements to the fairground here outside the parking lot, and we know that at least one person got a $250 ticket. So don't let that be you. Keep the dust down 5 miles per hour, which feels like very, very slow, but if you do that, it will keep the dust down. And then we have wonderful traffic control volunteers in the bright vest. Please pay attention to them. They're working hard to make sure that we park you efficiently so that we make sure we can get as many people in here as possible. So I just kind of want to orient you to what we have going on here. And I'm just going to do it really quick, just so that you kind of know your way around. So this minivan here is a minivan that our volunteers built out last October. The woman that it was awarded to became ill, so we're keeping it, and we'll be opening up applications here after the RTR for it. But go ahead and take a look at their handiwork. It is amazing. It is truly a home on wheels. And then over here behind this set of bleachers, we have a vendor, Rick, who is selling t-shirts and hats and stickers and Bob's book that you are going to be able to sign here tomorrow. And if anybody walks up to you, you'll sign for them?
Right, we're having a book signing tomorrow. And if I'm out and about, you can just grab me and I'll sign it.
There you go.
I can't imagine why you want me to, but I will.
And then along the east side of this big building here, it's called the Pavilion, we will be having some sponsors. We have one there already. We have the Nomad chapter, and they help nomads that are dealing with some anxiety, depression, other kind of mental health issues, either in person like they are right now, or by phone call. They're really, really nice people. If I just go over and visit with them, they're great. We'll also have a couple of other sponsors here. We'll have We Roll, which is an outfit out of Florida that converts trailers for living in. They do everything except furnish it. Tom from We Roll will be here, and you can enter a sweepstakes to win one. We Roll donated a trailer to HOWA, and so we have a sweepstakes going, and that is at rallyup.com it's HOWA, HOWA.rallyup.com. If you want to enter a sweepstakes to get that trailer. I think it's a 6x10, if I remember right. And then we will have electric e-bikes here, and they will have some e-bikes for you to test drive. So they'll be here, I believe, starting the 21st or 22nd. So come on back. We have a big area that we've set aside for test driving because the fairgrounds doesn't allow us to ride bikes around pedestrians. So we've set aside a very large space for that.
I'll just throw in here that I'm doing, when we're all here in the desert in the winter, I try to do all my videos of tours and interviews all at once, because then when we scatter to the wind, I don't see a lot of people the rest of the year. So I'm doing tours and interviews. If you would like to be in one of my videos. They come out every Friday. I'd like to leave the desert this year with all 50 in a can, ready to go for the whole year. And we'll edit them through the year and then we'll post them. So you're just now seeing the very last of the tours I shot last year in the desert. So that's the way I work. If you're interested in me shooting a tour of your rig, I'd love to. Just almost anyone, anything. If it's, hopefully there's something interesting about it and you, but no, you know, we're all interesting in our own ways. Some of us are extremely interesting in our own ways, but we're all interesting in some way. And so that's Trina, crvl@gmail.com.
Let me spell that for you.
Yeah,
it's not intuitively spelled. It's TRENNACRVL@gmail.com. I'll repeat that. TRENNACRVL@gmail.com.
So right there, and we'll set up a time.
We are going to have a van build in Pahrump, Nevada, starting mid-April through the end of April. We will have an open house on the last Wednesday. So if you're not a volunteer, but you just want to come and check out the minivans that are going to be built out, come to that open house on the last Wednesday of April. It will be sponsored by Electric E-Bikes. They have given a generous donation to make that happen. So when you see them here, please give them a big thank you on behalf of the recipients of those minivans. We will build out 2 minivans at the end of April in Pahrump, Nevada.
And all that will be done by volunteers. So if you're interested in being a volunteer, then Electric Bike became a sponsor. A large donation up for us to buy 2 minivans and convert them and give them away. So yeah, just like this one.
Just like this one.
If any of you are still wondering about a rig to get into, I just think this was this one was donated, wasn't it? Or did we buy this one?
No, we bought this one out of Reno for $2,850.
Fantastic minivan. Got a mechanic check it out. He said this thing is in great shape to run forever. 100,000 miles probably about.
I think it had 98.
Just shy of 100,000 miles.
Yeah.
Probably run forever for $3,000. So wherever you are, almost anywhere in the country, you can find a really good minivan for $3,000. We built it all out. We had a lot of carpenters, so it's a really nice job. But I've got that no-build minivan build, a couple $100. And that's by far the best way to get into this. Most comfort, least money, most reliability. So I'm just a huge fan of minivans. And vans are so hard to find now. It's just getting really hard to find.
Full-size vans.
Full-size vans, and they're expensive, and they fall apart, and they've been worked hard, put away wet. So thank you all for coming. We're glad you're here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
Be
much.
back tomorrow.
Well, there you have it. Just some basic information. Nothing fancy, nothing to get crazy about. First day of the RTR. The only way it could be better is if you were here. Wish you were here. Okay, see you next time. Till then, like us on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, and we'll talk to you later.